Konnichiwa, minasan, Sensei desu, and Cleo's here, and we're back for another Sensei review, and we're gonna stick to the positivity today. So I'm gonna be raving about a particular video game. It's one that has lived rent-free in my head since I played it. I've played it a lot. I come back to play it. I want to go back and play it right now. It's definitely a video game that is very close to my heart. I love this game. Banjo Kazooie. So, as usual with Sensei reviews, we're going to do the story, the characters, the art, the music, and the gameplay, and then an overall score. Would I recommend it to friends? So, anyway, Cleo is here and she may interrupt at any given moment, so fair warning. Okay, so Banjo Kazooie. This is a game for the Nintendo 64, and it was made by Rare. And Rare was having just a wonderful time with the lifespan of the N64. Some very famous games that you know that they've done. Probably the most famous is GoldenEye 007. That was Rare. They obviously, in my mind, did Banjo Kazooie and Banjo Tooie, a sequel to it. And they did a lot of like side games. I may cover some of them on my reviews here just because that was a good time. That was a good time for Rare. And then they got bought by Microsoft, and then bad things happened. But there was hope for people who like Banjo Kazooie, like myself, when Banjo Kazooie was added to the Smash Brothers Ultimate. And I just like the child inside of me that doesn't hide very much. Oh, hi. Was very, 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 very excited. Please don't step on the keyboard. I made that mistake last time. Please don't step on the keyboard. Okay. Anyway, so Banjo Kazooie. Hi. You can give me kisses right now. You can give me kisses right now. Okay. Story. So you are Banjo and Kazooie. Banjo is a bear and Kazooie is a bird. And I don't know which came first. I think Diddy Kong Racing came first, and Diddy Kong Racing is an excellent game if you don't know about that. And anyway, Banjo was one of the characters in Diddy Kong Racing, so that may have come first, although I don't remember. She's going to be super helpful today. I'm doing my best, everybody. Oh, kisses. I'm doing my best. All right. Doing my best with Cleo. All right. So, anyway, you play as the bear and bird, as they are very frequently called in the game. And the story is relatively simple. So you live in a place called Spiral Mountain, and there is a witch that lives nearby, and you have a little sister who plays a flute, and her name is Tootie, which is kind of silly, and the whole game is kind of silly. But anyway, you realize that within playing the first few minutes of Banjo Kazooie that you're in for something silly. And anyway, the Witch Gruntilda is kind of old and fat, and she doesn't like that. And she comes after Tootie because she is young and you know, cute or whatever. And so anyway, she kidnaps her, and it's your job to wake up because you were sleeping while all this happened, and then go save your sister. So you have to go into the witch's lair, I guess, and then you have to progress through, and you know, most of the game takes place in the witch's lair. So anyway, not terribly complicated as far as the story. This is really like, people at the time when it came out said Banjo Kazooie is basically trying to be Mario 64. I think it's better than Mario 64, and I will go on record for saying that. It is better. It is better than Mario 64. Sorry, Nintendo. Okay, so if you don't know, Rare was, at least this game, you know, was made by some British guys, and they have a very cheeky sense of humor, and they're very famous for it. The games that they produced around this time, including like the more adult humor in like Conker's Bad Fur Day and stuff like that. Same guys, same group, and they're hilarious. So all of the characters like speak in rhymes. It's all very sort of charming. So you meet various characters throughout the game, like Gruntilda's sister, who's kind of like Glinda the Good Witch. You know, they're very, very much copying off of that. But the Gruntilda's lair is very interesting as a place to go through. The levels are thematic. They're fun. And gosh, the story is fine. It's simple. I don't have any issues with the story, and I think it's really well self-contained. Like it's just one. Like they had a goal, they did their goal, like, and that was it, and it works. It works really, really well. So I don't think it's like super out of the ballpark amazing, but I think it's really solid. So I'm gonna go story gets an A today. Good job, everybody. All right. Now, next I'm going to go characters. So as I said earlier, everybody speaks in a certain way. They kind of have like a sound effect for each of the characters. So Banjo is kind of like, ooh, I don't know. I can't imitate it. Sorry. And, you know, kind of Kazooie has kind of a squawk. And anyway, the dialogue is really the treasure of this game. Everybody's really funny. So Banjo's kind of dumb. And he's like, I gotta go save my sister. And he's kind of well-meaning. And then you have Kazooie, who's just a sarcastic little bundle of feathers, and she's great. Banjo's a boy and Kazooie is a girl. And anyway, there's a weird reason why you're playing as a bear and bird combo, and it was something to do with like the gameplay when they were doing this thing called Project Dream, which eventually became Banjo Kazooie. So anyway, it's weird, and they fully embrace how weird it is. But they're best friends, and you have a couple of helpers. So your helper primarily is this guy, a mole named Bottles, and he is pretty blind. And Banjo and Kazooie are constantly like making fun of him, and like he can die, and like they just move on. It's great. Like the dialogue is brilliant. So there's like a little Cheeto book. Everything is just really adorable. The guys that are like the bad guys that run around the lair, they're really cute. And everything has like googly eyes. Like that's what they did. They're like, everything's gonna be alive in this game and it's gonna have googly eyes. And 75% of those things are going to attack you. So like if you look at each level, like each level is so memorable, and like there's memorable characters within each of those levels, and it felt realistic. It felt like its own little world, because I think the characters were done so well. 2D's fine. The Gruntilda, the witch, she is hilarious. I love her. She's the one that speaks in rhymes, and they're really like poorly put together. And it's just kind of funny. That's part of the joke. And she randomly talks to you like all the time as you're walking around in the lair, like from level to level. She'll just like randomly talk to you, and it's really funny. So her good sister, she is just kind of nice. She's like a nice old lady, and she gives you hints. Like she'll tell you things about Gruntilda, and it's just like really gross, like potty humor kind of stuff, but it's like she's spilling the tea. Like that's what she's doing. She's spilling the tea, and it's excellent. I love it. So the other thing that is kind of fun about the game, and I'll go into it in gameplay a little bit, but you can get transformed into animals usually in some of the levels, which is kind of fun. And anyway, so Mumbo Jumbo is probably offensive nowadays, but I don't know if you kind of look past that. He's just kind of another goofy character that exists within this world, and he's the one that can provide these transformations for you. She just makes this whole process really difficult. Can I just pause for a minute? Okay. Are you happy? Okay, she's sitting on my lap. Maybe she won't attack me anymore. Okay, so I love Gruntilda because she's really petty. And like she just wants to be beautiful, and I can understand that. She's willing to kidnap a child. She has an assistant. I think his name is Clungo. And he's funny because he's really dumb, but he loves Grunty. And anyway, there's all these wonderful characters. Like they're just everywhere. Like each of the levels has characters, and like they're so charming. Like everything about this game is so charming. So I love the characters. I can't say anything better about them. So I'm going to go S for characters because it's one of the most memorable things about the game. And there is a sequel. I'll talk about the sequel in a different one. But some of the characters in the first game appear in the second game. And a last note that's kind of fun everybody who worked on the game, um, they all got a nickname for the many, many characters in the game. So, you know, it'd be like name, Klungo, last name. So everybody like was involved that way, which seems like just fun. It just seems like a fun project. All right, so art. It's so cute. Like everything's so cute in this game because, like I said, they just like put these big googly eyes like on everything, and even there's I think the third level or so is Clanker's Cavern, and Clanker's this like shark, I guess, like this mechanical garbage shark. It makes sense in the game, okay? And anyway, even like Clanker's adorable. And I don't know, like everything is so cute. And they have like a couple of gross levels. Like Clanker's Cavern is kind of icky. The water's dirty and everything else. There's one that's a little bit later. It's called Rusty Bucket Bay. And the oil, like it's oil water, basically. You have to like save a poor little porpoise because it's suffocating. If you're underwater, like your air gauge like goes down twice as fast, you know. And there are, you know, not pretty places. So let me just put it like that. There are not pretty places, but I think that the art style is so consistent and strong like through the entire game, and I love the art style so much. It's very cartoon. It feels like you're playing through a cartoon, this particular game, and it works like with the N64 graphics and everything else. I think it just fits and it's really nice. And very memorable. Like all the designs for the levels and everything else, like each level is very, very unique. So you have kind of your tutorial level is Mumbo's Mountain, then you have like a treasure Trove Cove, which is the second level, and it's like a beach, and this is where you learn how to fly. It's super fun flying because they don't give you any limitations. I feel like with other games, they're like, okay, we're gonna let you fly, and they don't do that in Banjo Kazooie. They're like, fly wherever you want. You know, I can carry, I think the outset is something like 50 feathers, and every time you use a feather, you ascend, right? So you can just go nuts, and it's really fun and like freeing and amazing. The third level, like I said, Clanker's Cavern, again, it's sort of your first icky level, and it's still really enjoyable and really memorable. And let's see, I'm gonna try to remember all of them. Maybe I can. Um, so I know that there's like sort of a winter themed level, Freeze Easy Peak, which has like a giant snowman in the middle. Super fun music. It's like Christmas level basically. It's super fun. Then there's Goby's Valley, which is like sort of a desert Egyptian kind of level. Super cute characters. There's like even little mummies that come after you, and they're adorable. And like I have no issues. Like some of it was kind of spooky, and super fun. And the art is, like I said, it's just amazing all the way through. So my favorite level, I have two probably. So towards the end of the game, you have the Mad Monster Mansion, which is probably my favorite level because I like spooky things. But the art in it is amazing. So there's sort of like a central house, and then you know various things around it. And like I said, the art was awesome. And you could go to like a haunted church, and like it was cool. It was cool. And then let's see. So the very last level is Click Clock Wood, which is really neat because they did seasons basically. So it's one level, the same level, and there's 4 different entrances for the 4 different seasons. And you start in spring, and then you have to like progressively work on various things throughout, you know, each of the levels to, you know, sort of conclude them by the winter time that you're able to get into the winter part. And the end of the game was really fun. The final boss is really fun, really well designed. And then there's a quiz show, which is really funny. So there's like a quiz show on Gruntilda in the game, basically. How well do you remember things? And so like I said, everything is really like self-contained. Everything is consistent. The art style is adorable, and I love it. And I have no complaints. I really don't think they could have done better. So I'm going to give that an S as well. Music. I could go on for a long time about this, but I'm not going to. All right, so music. Oh my gosh. I love the music from this game. I don't remember the name of the composer, so please forgive me. But a lot of the music, if you've played Smash Brothers Ultimate with Banjo Kazooie, some of the good tracks got in there. And they're so memorable and they're so fun. I love Gruntilda's layers music, like the overall music, and of course it changes slightly when you get into different level areas. They'll like make it sound a little bit more like that level, but it's the same melody. Um, and I love listening to the soundtrack. It's so like joyous. It's like fun encapsulated. I just this entire game is just like fun encapsulated. It's just a good time. It's just joy. It's just unfettered joy. That's all it is. And so the music is really cute. It's kind of cheeky in its own way. And I think that when you look at the art and the characters and the music design and put them all together, it just works so well. And I love the music. I think the music is a huge character in this game in and of itself. And it's super fun. Like I have no problems with the music, and the score there I think is great. So I'm gonna do an S for music as well. And we're doing pretty good, Banjo Kazooie. You're doing pretty good. All right. So gameplay. I don't think I would go back and play this game as much as I have if I didn't love actually playing it. I think you can have really good art and music and characters, and that's enough, you know, most of the time. But it's not like actually playing the game. And so when I think about Banjo Kazooie and like going back to it, I want to play it. Like it's fun. Like it's just satisfying to play. It is a sort of I don't know, it has a hub world, you know, like Super Mario 64. It is a platformer, kind of. It's like a 3D platformer, and you do have to collect things. So in Super Mario, you were in Peach's castle and you had to collect stars. In Banjo Kazooie, you're trying to progress through Gruntilda's lair, and you have to collect some things. So the biggest thing is puzzle pieces. There's 10 per level. And you have to collect a couple of things in the level. So you also have to collect musical notes. There's like 100 musical notes in the level. And then there are other various collectibles. So like there are these cute little crayons called Jinjos. And there's like 5 of them in each level. And what do Jinjos do? I don't even remember, but they were precious and I needed to protect them. So I always saved the Jinjos. And yeah, there's like empty honeycomb pieces, and you can get like more health that way because your health is like honeycombs. And anyway, so there were things to collect, but I don't think it was terrible. I don't think it was too much. In the second game, it was too much, but in the first game, it was okay. And really, oh, that's the other thing that Rare did. They did Donkey Kong 64, and that was really when they went too far with the collectibles. But Banjo-Kazooie, I think, is okay. I think it's all right. It's not terrible. It's manageable, and it's satisfying to get everything because they reward you at the end if you collect all the things. You get power-ups basically for the final boss, and the final boss is not a joke. So if you collect all the Jinjos, I think the Jinjos help you at the final boss, and you can get like double of all of your inventory items, so that's nice. You learn different moves as you go from level to level, and you keep those when you get to Banjo-Tooie, the sequel or whatever. Gosh, it's just satisfying. Like, it's satisfying collecting things. It's satisfying doing your moves. It's satisfying, like, getting the jiggies. I don't think that it's a terribly difficult game, but it's satisfying. Like, it's satisfying for my OCD. I really, really enjoy that. And like I said, it's not too difficult. It's sort of like Mario level difficult. And if you wait on certain jiggies, you can get them easier later with other power-ups. Or you can struggle like I did with certain ones because I'm like, I'm not going to the next level until I finish this one. So anyway, you can wait on a couple. that are easier to do later. But man, it's so fun. Like, it's just fun to play. Like, it's fun interacting with the characters, interacting with the world, like unlocking different areas, finding secrets because there's a good amount of secrets. And I remember keeping a log of Gruntilda's sister. Like, I think her name is Brentilda. Like all of her gossip, because again, you can use it in the quiz show at the end. And you know, if you fail too many times, you get thrown in the lava. So, you know, you're encouraged to remember things in the game. But yeah, man, gameplay. I love playing this game. I just think it's really super fun. Even though it's simple, like, I think it's satisfying in its gameplay. And like I said, the characters and the world is so charming that I want to go back, you know, and I want to do it again. And I played this a little bit with my children, and they love Banjo Kazooie already, just like I do. So anyway, gameplay, I'm going to go S. It's very surprising, I know. So yeah, I think I'm very close to giving this game an S overall because I think it's such a good game. Like, I really don't have a lot of notes, like what could have been done better about it, and I don't think I can come up with anything. I think I initially, like in my draft, I was like, I'm gonna give this an A+, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and give it an S. I think it's there. I think it's there. So final thoughts on Banjo Kazooie. It's just joy. That's all it is. It's just joy. Like, I am not nostalgia blind about this game. Like, please understand. I go back and I play this game, and I think it still really holds up. I think it's super fun. And I want to share it with people. Like, that's how fun it is. Like, I just want to, like, show my kids. I want to teach my kids how to play this game. I played this game with my mother, and my mother loves this game. She's a cool mom. And you know, it's just, gosh, it's just joy. Like, there's nothing like sad or anything about it. It's just a fun little game. And I think it's complex enough where, you know, you can spend some time with it. You can collect everything. You can find all the secrets. You can get all the cheats from little Cheeto. And there's funny little glitches. Glitches? I don't know if that's the right word to use. So in the second level, there's Treasure Trove Cove. There's a little sandcastle that has some letters that you can enter, and I didn't know this until very recently, and so I'm still discovering stuff about this game. So there are a couple things that in game they sort of tell you, like, go to Treasure Trove Cove and enter this and you'll get double feathers, or whatever. So a lot of the Cheeto codes, you have to go back to Treasure Trove Cove to put it in. But there's like a code for, like, Banjo has a big head, you know, or Banjo has big hands or big feet, and, you know, just silly stuff that they put in the game. And I think that that's kind of the core of this game. It's just silly. Like, it's just silly and fun and really enjoyable and charming and cute. It's just really cute, and I love it. You know, if I'm ever, like, in a super bad mood or something like that, and I just want something fun to do, I want to go play Banjo Kazooie, because it is. And this is why I think when it came out for Smash that Banjo and Kazooie were going to be included, you have to understand that the first two games are so beloved by people who were playing them at the time, right? And then it got owned by Microsoft. Rare did, and they tried to do a Banjo Kazooie game, and it was like this weird vehicle creator game, and they changed the art style to look really gross and ugly, and let's just say it was a misstep, and people thought Banjo Kazooie was dead, and people were really sad, myself included, because it's such a beloved game to me, and I really like the sequel as well. And yeah, just completely, you know, like, crushed our hopes. And so we were really, really super happy when, you know, it came out, like, because we thought it was impossible that, you know, Banjo Kazooie, because they're owned by Microsoft, would never, you know, work with Nintendo. They would never agree to put, you know, Banjo Kazooie into Super Smash Brothers. So, you know, obviously really happy that that happened, but also hope that, you know, Banjo Kazooie could be, you know, re-released on Nintendo, or they could do a new game for Banjo Kazooie, because it's just, they have so much character. And there's so much character in these games. It's really fun. So if you have not played Banjo Kazooie, please find a way to play it. I don't know how you can play it other than like doing so. Are you done? Okay. Doing like an emulator or actually having an N64 and playing it. Maybe they have released it on a shop somewhere, but please, if you have not played this game, I am telling you, you need to play this game. It's super fun, and I think you'll really be surprised at all of the dialogue and the humor that's within these games. Like, the people who made these games had fun, and that really comes through in the final product. And there's a couple of mysteries at the end of the game that really kind of, what are you doing? You know, set up the fact that they were going to do a sequel. They did a sequel, and it was really, really solid. I don't think it's as good as this one, but it's really solid. So please, if you have not played it, please go play Banjo Kazooie. I wouldn't even recommend watching it. Like, don't watch a playthrough. Like, go play this game because it is just that. What are you doing? She's being really dramatic today. It's really fun. It's really fun. It's a good time. It's definitely up there with one of my favorite games ever. That's why I'm giving it an S rating, because it's really that good. It's really that good. So this has been Sensei and Cleo and Banjo Kazooie. I could probably gush some more. I don't know. Do I have a favorite character? I like all of them so much. So I really like Gruntilda, and I really like Kazooie because she's super sarcastic and I appreciate her. So anyway, thanks for watching. Sensei raves about Banjo Kazooie today. I'll probably cover the second one, but gosh, I don't remember the second one as well. So the first one is really, really memorable. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Please go play Banjo Kazooie. Do it now. Just stop this video and go play. Go play Banjo Kazooie and have a good day, because you will when you play Banjo Kazooie. All right, sayonara, arigato.